way from Florida, where the alligators and the fatsos live. The weirdos. Florida. Who knows how much marijuana Adam the Woo's transferred different parts of Walt Disney World and the parks. You go get your lawyers, you little punk. Go get them. Who cares, guttermouth punk? Go right ahead. Get your lawyers. Who cares? They don't care about you. Come to Texas, brave ones. See what happens. Little Tampa Jay had to sneak in here in the cover of the night. Do his little vlog about David Koresh, David Koresh, David Koresh, David Koresh, David Koresh, David Koresh, David Koresh. Because he's upset that someone gave their life for the Lord. And you'll watch my family feast for all of time, Tampa J. For all of time. Feast on the good stuff, the stuff you like. The kosher stuff. You and Chris the girl will watch it happen for all of time while you beg for a drop of water, you witch. You'll beg for a drop of water in hell. For all of time. While my family feast. You'll watch them until you finally ask Jesus Christ to come in your heart, and he'll pull you out of hell too. David Koresh, David Koresh, David Koresh, David Koresh, David Koresh, David Koresh. We're going to be pulling up to Bass. It's just how I operate. Bass Hall. They might bring in Tootsie. I don't know for sure if they're going to be able to bring it in through Bass Hall. Maybe Casa, maybe Bass. Tootsie's a musical. You can see them blowing their trumpets. Actually, you know what? Get all Marlon Brando. We'll just let old Waze twerp. Happened to Angel's sister when she came down here from Olean, New York. They stopped her, but looked through the car and everything. Because Denise is a drug addict. That's Denise Zingenhang. She's a drug addict. She also pirates movies. It's a cute little dog. She's a little dog in a basket. Isn't that something? Little Sarah Jessica Parker ripoff. Isn't that cute? She's got a little hat on. She's probably pushing 50. About 5 years from now, she'll smell like vitamins. About 15 years from now, men won't even look at her. Or her dog, or her fake breast. She'll smell strictly as vitamins. But she'll keep that weight off, though, all the way until she gets into the grave. She'll look like a skeleton when she goes in. I can already smell the vitamins through the window. At night, she turns the light down, so when the paper boy comes in, he can't recognize her age. I'm not saying anything. Here's the cowboy hat. Radio station's 959. You're a criminal. Circle Theater, straight ahead. They turned that into an apartment complex, a skyscraper. It used to be a Bank One building till a tornado hit it. And they turned it into, I guess, luxury apartments. I guess just cross right in front of the cars. They got a security guard on a bicycle. They gave him a little license, a little badge. Little sidearm so he can bike around. He's about 70 years old. I got 3 kids. What do you got? I got a vlog on YouTube. Who cares? You take your vlog on YouTube and cradle it. Go, why God? Why is all this I have? Why God? Why is this all I have? Look at my baby vlog. It's alive. Like the Eraserhead baby. Chris, the girl will probably die in childbirth. She's so weak, anemic. You know, they hemorrhage. Women can hemorrhage during childbirth. They can bleed out and die. The doctors, it rarely happens, but it has happened before. It happened just the other day in a hospital. I read about it in an article. The woman hemorrhaged so badly they could not save her and they could not give her a blood transfusion. She died right there on the table, on the operating table. Happens all the time. Back in the day, it happened all the time. That's the lesson they learn. They can hemorrhage in childbirth and bleed to death. It happens. Ask my ex-mother-in-law. It almost happened to her. They'll start hemorrhaging for some weird reason. The doctor doesn't understand it. They still don't understand it today. Women die at childbirth, while giving their birth, while having their child. They die. It happens all the time. It's becoming more and more common since they stopped abortion. Now women are dying on the table. Some women are very far away from a doctor. They don't get there quick enough. The child gets stuck in the cavity. The child dies and it kills the mother. Happens all the time. They can hemorrhage right there. They don't have to get an abortion or anything for the English majors. There is a reckoning. It's on its way. Louisiana. All right, that brought us all the way over here from where we were in Jason's Deli by Hewlin. Whatever, all because of their cigarettes. Cigarettes kill you too. They'll kill you faster than anything. You know, think about a heroin addict. When a heroin addict quits heroin, they come out of that rehab smoking cigarettes. Ask Courtney Love. Before, what's his name? Kurt Cobain. And we'll forget his name eventually. Before Kurt Cobain blows his head off. You know, it'd be funny if Dave Grohl does the same. With all the heroin that he did. It'd be funny if he did, though. He has a family. He goes out kind of like Philip Seymour Hoffman. They both can kiss my butt. All right. We're at 7-Eleven. And we're going to take your cigarettes 6.1 miles. It'll take 20 minutes. We'll be there at 4:30 in the p.m. as in post-meridium. This building's kind of cool. I'm just speaking my mind, the truth, how I really feel about things. If I were to lie about it, then it'd be stupid and fake. Like Adam the Woo and Jordan Line are stupid and fake. You know? Those aren't real views. That's Google lying. Nobody watches that trash. Nobody cares about Walt Disney World that much and back road crap. It's all fake. The whole thing is fake. It's advertisement for YouTube to ruin other people's lives so they can make money. They can't make money without ruining other people's lives. That goes for any artist, pretty much. Looks like a Monet painting over there. Let them. Who cares? Who cares? You know, they're the biggest threat to movie stars, though, because they take people's time. They take people's time, regardless of how good or bad it is. They take people's time. And see, Hollywood makes money off your time. When you go rent a movie at Redbox, or you go rent a movie on Google, or you rent a movie somewhere, you are basically, your time is being taken to put your trust in this performer. Like when everybody goes and sees stupid Leonard Bernstein, right, which is going to be a failure, just like Star is Born's a failure. They're committing 2 hours of their life saying, well, I think Bradley Cooper deserves about 2 hours of my life, so I'm going to sit here and watch Leonard Bernstein. There goes Bradley Cooper in Central Park kissing a guy. I want you to watch this. And it's governed by the Saint Steven Spielberg, right? He'll never go to hell, right? Same thing with George Lucas. They'll never go to hell. They've got a little place in heaven waiting for them, right? So Spielberg goes up behind Bradley Cooper and says, I got a movie for you, Bradley. It's a musical movie. It's about Leonard Bernstein, who wrote West Side Story. That way, more people will buy my stupid West Side Story movie that nobody wants to see, that looks stupid. You know, I'm tired of it. You know, how long can the guy play ball? Fableman's is like, you know, anti-Semitism, 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 marijuana smoking, marijuana smoking. Look, I'm a student and I'm making a film. 8mm, yeah, I know, big fan. 8mm, look, I'm holding an 8mm camera. Just watch for a minute, like a clown in a mall with a whistle. Look, I'm Steven Spielberg. I'm a clown in a mall with a whistle. I remember when I was younger, my uncle David Nyes, NYCZ. His son is Josh Nyes, NYCZ. His daughter's Jennifer Nyes, NYCZ. We went to the mall one time and there was a clown blowing a whistle, you know, to make tips or whatever. And they just thought of him as lowly and disgusting because he had this little whistle in his mouth and had clown, railroad crossing. He had a clown makeup on and a little clown outfit blowing a whistle. And to them, that was lowly. But you know, they're the big Christians. David Nyes is a big Christian telling me, you should listen to your dad, the man that abused the hell out of you. Both of them are jokes. He probably stole money from my dad too through accounts because he was one of the accountants on my dad's business. That's probably what got him to New Mexico. Yet my dad never caught him because, well, David Nyes was educated. But he caught Robert Cam stealing from him. You see, that clown with the whistle was very lowly. I know about Jennifer Nyes, her lesbians. Everybody knows. Josh and his theft. Robbie saw it. Robbie saw him break into a house and destroy it with a baseball bat. Him and his goons. They already locked up Josh anyway. Robbie witnessed the whole thing. He ain't so tough now. A little private meeting I had with his old girlfriend in California. She never told him that. All those Matrix bars that he stored in his closet. They taste good. Soy's like the worst thing for a man. You think I'm jealous of his little Korean empire that he's trying to build? He was speaking Japanese? Was it Chinese? He's writing stuff in Chinese. Look how smart I am. I work for Toyota. Ooh, look at my beautiful Asian wife and the Asian baby that looks halfway like me. Ooh, we gotta have egg roll and be real nice. Yeah, the Bible told him not to do that, but he didn't listen to the Bible, did he? You'll watch me feast in hell as well. And so will they. Oh, living it by the flesh. I think it feels so good to live by the flesh, doesn't it? Well, that costs, and you pay for it in hell. You pay for it in hell when you beg for a drop of water and watch my family feast for all of time. Until you ask Jesus to forgive you, then he might pull you out of hell. Enjoy begging for a drop of water. That's what you get by living by the flesh. Yeah, it's real important for you. It's TCU area right there. It's real important for you to be in California when I was there, though. God forbid if I would have made it. God forbid. Me and my big mansion, been bigger than Bradley Cooper's mansion. God forbid. You better get out there. You better start planning. Hey, go have a long conversation with your Korean wife. Hey, sweetie, I think it's about time, or what do you call it? Hello, Korean son. Let's plan a move to California and stop Cole Spivey and his movie star dream. Yes, we use Kia. Right? Little Korean wife. Why don't y'all start planning? Huh? You found out I was going to go out to California the first time and you planned to go out there with that blonde-haired lady. We're going to 24-hour fitness tonight. You want to come with you? No, I don't. I don't want to go anywhere with you. your stupid SUV and your broken hip. Good luck. Hey, you know what? I want y'all to come out to California. They'll kill all of you. And they'll eat y'all and serve you some weird dinner, weird satanic dinner. Go start planning it. Start planning to go to California. Start planning it. Tell your Korean wife, we got to go to California so we can stop my cousin from being a movie star. Go ahead. Plan it. I dare you. I want you to. They'll destroy your family. Go ahead, do it. Because you know what? I'm one thing only. I'm unstoppable, but I don't want to advertise that type of person. It comes from UTA. It's a maverick factor. Yeah, go ahead. Tell wifey son and children's son, we're going to California. We go to California. We go to California, eat aggro. We stop a cola. Cola be movie star. Right? It's predicted in the stars. And you are a freak, by the way, because you have one hip that's different than the other. You weren't born perfect. And Robbie was born with horrible eyesight. That's not perfection. So before you call yourself perfect, double check. Look at your hip. See if you can straighten that out in surgery. We're kind of in Mexicanville. Parts of Fort Worth. It's an ID check. Trust me, if I go out there, I won't be doing this kind of stuff. It'll be full-on vlog. You'll be jealous. Because, you know, secretly, deep down inside, I got 3 white babies that are growing up to be people that probably naturally don't like you. They naturally don't want to see you around because that's how life is. That's why we have children. It's part of the protection. That's why I don't like David Nice. That's why I don't like Robert Cam. Because I'm from my father. My father doesn't really like those types of people either. That rip him off. We don't like thieves. David Nice is a thief. Robert Cam, thief. Both of them, father and son, 2 thieves from the Catholic Church. What's wrong with the Protestants? Nothing's wrong with the Protestants. They're perfect as they can be. Because they tell the Pope to go squat. They look at the Pope like anybody else. We don't care about the Pope. We could care less. I won't hear any good news about you. I've turned it all off. It's called block. It's called being on a block list. I can turn it off on you because I know what y'all did. I know when you called me when I was in Long Beach, hey, you want to go down to this bar? And then weeks later, I go down to the Acapulco bar to face the cops. See, secretly, you don't know, but you were actually behind that. You don't know that you were because you were there and you manifested it in your mind. That's why it's so hard for me to get a little job at Barnes & Nobles or wherever I was trying in Santa Monica as a bellhop or whatever it could be, so I can make it so I could survive, get the right agent, and you know, get the right role on cable television or on the movies. That's what I was doing there. What's so wrong with that? Well, that requires them paying me a lot of money and me being able to protect my family. Don't worry, Josh. You will suffer in hell. Trust me. Alongside of Robert Cam, too. You will suffer in hell. And so will your wife and children. That's what your house is going to look like. And also, Josh, when the authorities have the gun to your head, go ahead and say nope again. Say nope again and see what happens. I may be talking about the police, or I may be talking about another type of authority figure. Say nope again. Say nope again. Not going to call me good anymore now, are you? Circle Theater that we passed downtown started on Bluebonnet Circle. It's a park. It's known as Bluebonnet Circle Park. It's right off South University Drive. One of these buildings housed Circle Theater, and then they moved up to a place off West Magnolia, and then from West Magnolia they moved to downtown. That's where they're at now. This guy's super safe because he's got his Honda Accord. My goodness. The Please Subscribe show is right behind you. Now he's got the room. Just enough room. There he goes. You can tell they're winners when they're driving that Honda. Yeah, that's a winner. Not like that. She couldn't do much about it though, could she? Well, this skinny fink right there, having like fake fun. They probably went to the Mellow Mushroom Pizza Bakers. And look at us have fun. Look at the big smile on our faces. We're worse than Adam the Woo and Daphne. We're big smiles all day long. Look at us. Whee! We're riding a ride at Walt Disney World for the 1000th time. Getting the same food we got 100,000 times. I'm gonna go back to Walt Disney World again. Maybe Epcot Center. Oh, come on, Adam. One more time at Epcot Center, please. Well, we might go to Magic Kingdom. Gee whiz, Adam. Can your dad, JWW, come? And maybe your fat mom? We can all run around Walt Disney World. Whee! We're all having fun. And secretly, underneath it all, it's an evangelical message about how Jesus Christ is good to us. And he gives us all the food in the world. Look, we're going straight to HE double hockey sticks, right through the gateway of the one and only Florida project, known as Walt Disney World, where all the prostitutes hang out alongside of it in these little weird-ass hotels, according to Sean Baker. And what does he credit the movie Florida Project? What does Adam the Woo credit it with? Willem Dafoe. He was an actor in it. Sean Baker was the director. He went to my school, the New School University, and studied non-linear editing. Yeah, he did. When Cooper was there and when I was there. Yeah, I'm going to Hollywood. I hope you enjoy it. And why did Natalie Travels change her name to Daphne? Was it because she sent a message to Linda and I, and she said, "Oh, you're so lucky to have Linda." That's what Natalie Travels said. We have it recorded right there. Google does. You're so lucky to have Linda. And then she changed her name from Natalie Travels to Daphne to be on the Adam the Woo show, or what was called the Daily Woo. Yep, she did that. You know, when someone sees love, they cringe or they kneel, one of the two, because both of them will kneel to love. The whole world kneels to love. I didn't really appreciate that, Daphne. Your little tattoos. We know how you got started with a little Victoria's Secret style thing. We know all about your vlog. So does JWW. He's seen it, and he's a minister. How dare you say anything to me, you witch. I'm not impressed by your fake laugh. Muskega Nation. Your little fat boyfriend with his tattoos. What about the pot-smoking boyfriend that you have in San Francisco? He must really make everybody feel good in the room, right? Well, bust him too. He'll be interviewed in Congress because we saw his face on your channel. You better do some editing. All of you will be called to my court, and I'll question all of you. I'll say, do not sit there, sit over here, and you'll do as I say when I line you against the wall. This is where Jennifer Quarles lived. So after she took off and did the whole Catholic thing, she lived right there. I went in, I parked my car right there. I walked in to their living room, or their kitchen, which was right here. They added up this whole house. They changed the house. And I asked her father, and her mother and her brother and her, I asked her, why can't I belong? That's what I asked them at that house right there. Yeah, right there. Right there. That's what I asked them. They're all from New Jersey. Yeah, I asked her, why can't I belong? And they didn't have an answer. But her father said something that was very interesting to me as I left. He said, who am I to tell you to do something? After he asked me to leave. He didn't ask me to join the table because they were Catholic. No, he did not ask me to join the table. He won't have a table in hell. Is he already dead, Jennifer? Well, then he's begging for a drop of water. And he'll watch me feast with my family for all of time, just as you will. Remember whenever I told you that you were going to hell, Jennifer? When I was in Denton? I wasn't lying. You are going to hell, Jennifer. Her name is Jennifer Quarles, and she's going to hell. Yep. And she'll beg for a drop of water when they come to realize what she did to Channing Freelove. She was probably behind the killing of Channing Freelove because she manifested in her mind. See, Jesus Christ says we are not to murder in our own hearts. We're not to plan murder in our minds because that's known as premeditated murder. You know, women kill each other. It happens all the time. She probably went over there to get information from Channing Freelove when she was doing her little study, her little calculus study. Her father was a physicist teacher, TCU. What did she need to go to Channing Freelove's house to get tutoring for math? She knew all that. She went over there to get information from Channing Freelove so she could orchestrate her assassination, done by Jennifer Ann Quarles, who has her own Facebook page under the same name. Sculpting things, right? The artist, you know, Hitler was an artist. He's a very good artist, and he planned every single death of the Jews, exactly how Jennifer Quarles planned it for Channing Freelove. But we don't know it because she's kind of a genius. I've met the lady. She'll talk bad about you right in front of you, detectives, when they pull her in to be interviewed for the death of Channing Freelove. You know, it's not hard to figure out, Jennifer. I told you you were going to hell. All the way from Georgia. That's the sound your father will hear in hell. The sound of water. Because he's thirsty. They're all the way from Kansas. Way from California. But out of state is where they would come. All the way from Nevada. All the way from California. All right, we're headed to Mi Cocina. And I'll get the mileage in a moment. We just got one for Mi Cocina, or something of that nature. All right, we'll be going to Mi Cocina. It's a Mexican restaurant, basically. It's 2.6 miles from this location. We'll be there in 10 minutes. Arrival time is 5:12 in the PM, as in post-meridium. What people don't realize is Jennifer Quarles, when she went to TCU, she had a friend named Wendy. Wendy actually married a friend of mine named Craig Misfelt. They had children together, and then Wendy divorced Craig. Craig went off and bought a bunch of assault rifles because, well, you lose a lot of protection when that happens. They had to share the children. But Jennifer, when she was at the dorms, Channing was getting ugly notes left on her door. Channing told me about it. She hated it, so she planned to move out of the dorms of TCU. That was Jennifer Quarles and Wendy lived right down the hall from Channing. So Channing goes, I can't stand it anymore. They keep leaving notes on my door. And those notes were probably sent by Jennifer, the Catholic, kind of like witchy nun, for something that Channing was doing. I didn't understand it. And that's when Channing got that text, or it was like a pager message. And I asked her, well, who sent you, if you ain't first, you're last is what it says, RB. I said, well, who sent you a message? And she said it was my dealer. I said, you need to find another job. She goes, well, I've considered maybe working in the bookstore, but I can't have a real job. I can't afford to be here. TCU is expensive. I said, yeah, but you don't need to do this. You don't need to sell drugs and go to TCU. You need to stop it. I told her to stop it, to stop the whole drug connection. You don't want to have any connections with marijuana whatsoever. If you do, you're in danger to die, even today. A lot of the marijuana is laced, and most detectives, DEA, will tell you about how horrible it is. Now, back then it was probably laced too. I said, you don't need to do this. You need to find a real job. And that was the last thing that I ever said to her. And she did not listen. Did she, Jennifer Quarles? Because you don't listen either. That's why you're motherless. And your husband will die fatherless. They're fans of the show. They're fans of the show because they profit off the show, don't they? They will profit off of this. They'll get theirs in hell. She was the one that left those notes on Channing's door to get her kicked out of the dorms and get her put into major trouble. It all was spawned by a woman named Jennifer Quarles, who treated me like trash. Now you go into those Mexicans' homes and drink the beer now. Go now, lady. Because when they move you in there to do that, when they take you from one spot to another, you're not going to like what they do to you. Don't let them take you to a second spot. You better stay put and keep your little tracker on. Fat husband's like, well, we'll see you in court. Go right ahead. I'll see you in Congress, you pot-smoking fool. I'll arrest you for helping the cartel, for funding the cartel. How about that? You like to sit in front of Congress with all the rest of them? See, when you buy drugs, you're funding the cartel. When you sell drugs, you're working for the cartel. But see, whenever I become king, you'll be sent to Congress to go to court over these issues, because I'm going to study every citizen and their behaviors, including Jennifer Quarles and her fat common law husband, or her ex-common law husband, because he just walked out, didn't he? How's it feel to be all by yourself, Jennifer Quarles? Now you got all the art you want. You can create it all and be the next Vincent Van Gogh. Actually, a female Van Gogh with your little concept art. Looks like a 2-year-old did it. A little elementary school did it. You know what? I wouldn't buy that for a penny. I wouldn't give you a penny for your art. I wouldn't give you anything for it. I wouldn't even visit you in prison when you wear an orange jumpsuit rather than black. If you're lucky, you'll get to go. Because you're going to be investigated, lady. You didn't listen, did you? Now you're listening. That's the Marty Leonard Chapel. Right there. E. Fay Jones created it. He was born in 1929, or sometime of that time period. He created that chapel. He was a student of Frank Lloyd Wright. Look it up. Pope lover. All right, we're going to Mi Cocina and I'm picking up Mexican food and dropping it off at your doorstep. See, Jesus Christ came as a servant, but he was a king. You'll learn by the numbers. Dial M for murder, Jennifer. Remember that? Little Alfred Hitchcock, little punk ass.